You're listening to the 1223 podcast with Bernard Pollard and Kerry Williams.
Brother. My dog, what's up, baby?
Ain't nothing, man. What's going on, bro?
Man, life. We've been missing, man. We've been missing. So for all the people, we are your hosts. We've been crazy busy. We are so sorry. Life has taken its course, but hey, we're back. Yes, we are back. We are back.
We're happy to be back, baby.
Yes, yeah. We're excited to be back. So, Kerry, what in the world is going on? I talked to you earlier, FaceTime with you. You and the family, y'all were eating Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I had to call you out. You eat chicken, but hey, you were eating the salad, right?
No, I had the cool wrap.
Oh, the cool wrap,
cool chicken wrap. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I saw you hold the
dressing, man. Yeah, the avocado dressing be busting, bro.
Hey, that's what's up. I was at Chick-fil-A. My nephew's here. He's here they're on spring break in Indiana, and so he's here. Him and Jalen, same age, 15, and me and him went to Chick-fil-A yesterday. And I usually get the Cobb, no bacon, no egg. I can't do egg. Don't really want the bacon. So I've been doing the Cobb with the ranch salad. 30 grams of fat with the ranch, but hey, man, that's their fault, not mine. So I've been trying to eat. I've been trying to eat decent. I got my workout. Keep my workout on. So it's funny. I was talking to Antonio Cromartie, man. Me and him was on Twitter, and he was talking about how it's hard for him to put the food down.
Bro,
he started back working out. So
yeah, I gotta get back in that routine too, man.
Yeah.
We just got our floor done in our gym. Thank God. It's been a while. Took at least about eight weeks for it to come in, and so we still waiting on it to cure and the dry. And I think we got until like 3:00 my time.
Yeah,
and it'll be ready to put some stuff in there. So I can't wait to move this stuff in the gym, man, and get started.
So wait, y'all did y'all do the rubber floors, or what did y'all do?
Yeah, the rubber floors, man.
Okay, so
the little speckles and all that.
Yeah.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, the installer. What happened was it just took a while for it to come in.
Oh,
and then
gotcha.
It just really took not even a day's work to put it all together. But
Right.
Those guys worked quick, man. They did a tremendous job, man. It looks great. I can't wait to show you.
Yeah,
and maybe I'll post it on IG or something
Let's
like that.
go, dude. Hey, so that's funny. So the guy that installed we had to size everything and get everything in our weight room and put everything down and then put the rig and everything in and all the equipment and everything else. So yeah, it is crazy. So, but it's definitely fun to be able to have your own weight room, to be able to go in, ain't got to worry about talking to nobody, go in and just grind. So
yeah, it's
always good, man. So today, y'all, we talking. It's been a lot of stuff going around in the sports world and in life, but we are communicating. We are talking about everything. So I was busy this past weekend. This is my first year, Kerry. As you know, I train DBs and we put together a team, a 707 team, a travel team. My son did not play for his school as far as their 707. As we got a passing league that goes on here in Nashville, but he also wanted to travel, and I got a quarterback of mine who's played for me for a while. He played flag with me growing up, and they're in high school. He's a sophomore. Jalen's a freshman. So they wanted to put together a travel team. So we literally are like the replacements, bro. We got a whole bunch of kids from different schools, and we put together a travel team, and we played in the first tournament here in Nashville. It was supposed to be in Chattanooga. Chattanooga got canceled. So we ended up having to get into another tournament in Madison, Tennessee, I forget what school it was supposed to be at, but that ended up getting rained. We had a lot of rain here in Tennessee.
And they had natural grass, right? That's what.
Yes, they had natural grass. So we ended up changing it to Lipscomb Academy, where it was one field, but it was turf field. So we ended up playing there, bro. And like I said, it was my first. It was our first tournament. It was competition. It was a lot of fun. Man, Kerry, I walk away from the tournament. I was upset with my team, but at the same time, I was proud of my team. By putting the team together, we literally beat ourselves. And for a lot of you in the sports world who doesn't understand what I'm saying, where nobody beat us. Every team that we played a lot of teams, teams, forget where the teams from. We played a couple teams from Nashville, played some teams, played a team in Florida, Dominique Roger Cromartie had a team out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
They scored 2 touchdowns on us. Every other team scored 1 touchdown, and every touchdown that we gave up defensively was our fault. Literally every touchdown, and we hurt ourselves offensively. We had 20 plus drop balls. We just hurt. Nobody stopped us getting down the football field. We got in the red zone carry, got on the 5-yard line, and just shot ourselves in the foot and turn the ball by turning the ball over when you have 3 downs, and we just didn't score. And so they get points from that. So we were winning games 20-12 and lost games 22-12, 22-20. And I'm just like, gosh. But I was proud of our boys because they played so hard. But then as I'm looking around, I was just disappointed with the coaching, the teaching, the mechanics, the technique. Kerry, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I did a lot of yelling, so my voice is gone. Yeah, bro, it's crazy. It like just bad technique everywhere. Quarterbacks just want to throw deep balls. I mean, literally, it was so bad, bro. It was bad.
Dang, man, that's unfortunate, man. I hate to hear that technique, the foundations, is being missed and passed up, man. Those are things that follow you and carry you on throughout your career, man. If this is developmental and this is the stage where you learn the techniques and you're supposed to learn and develop and grow, how can you grow without the fundamentals, man? How can you grow or teach a player how to play the game truly without going over the fundamentals, man? And those things being taught each and every day to the point where it's become a habit.
Right.
Man, it's I guess that's kind of disheartening, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me either.
Right.
Because you can kind of see that in some places. And it's just unfortunate that we're not giving the kid every opportunity to be his or her very best by teaching them the fundamentals and actually, put the ground level of work in so that foundation is set for greater achievements later.
Yeah, man. It was, once again, and like I said, I was proud of our team. We played literally like we were unstoppable. And just it was the small things. And I'm just
what do you think contributed to your drop balls? Was it lack of concentration? Was it just guys getting too happy because they were too open?
Yes. We had my quarterback we didn't throw interception all game, all day, not one interception.
Wow.
It was, that right there within itself was amazing. No interceptions. We just had, it was highly competitive. I get it with the travel. They allow a little more, because as we know it, we call it skelly. Like, in practice, 707 is skelly. We're fine tuning things in the passing game. We're learning, we're going over techniques, things that we're going to use in games, and offensively, you want to, press coverages and try to figure out what you can do here and there. So we had
you guys were allowed to press?
Yeah, we were allowed to press, but I thought the officiating, and this is not a knock to the guy that ran the league, but I thought the officiating was, in one of the games, it was bad. I'm talking about when I say they beat our receivers up and down the football field, beat them up, just sandwiched our guys, tackled them to the ground. We had, it was, so we dropped a couple of those balls, but that's pass interference. That's illegal touching. Like, you can't do that. And so I lost it one time. I ran a ref, just ran at a ref. I had my sunglasses on, snatched my sunglasses off, and I'm just looking like, you have got to be kidding me. Our guy, and this is where, on social media, you see these fights and things like that with these kids, because I think with the reffing, with the officiating, you control that. And when you let it get out of hand, these kids' tempers flare and you have fights and things of that nature. And this was our first experience with it. And I understand why some of these things are happening the way they're happening, because it costs a lot of money to be in these tournaments. Kerry, it costs a lot of money. And like I told the ref, I go, for the amount of money that we paid to play in this tournament, we didn't pay for this officiating. You should be better than this. And when I say that game was awful. It was terrible by the ref. And once again, I
Did
don't
it
want
affect the win?
Yes,
column?
it did. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I mean, they scored one touchdown, and everybody on there, the touchdown that they scored, I don't like it because he literally hiked the ball and tossed the ball forward, and I'm looking like, dude, that's not a play. Like it's a lineman, it's lineman in front of you, D lineman in front of you. You're not just going to toss some ball forward and have a guy just cut in between a tackle and a guard, like. And so that's one thing I refuse to do. I told our team we refuse to run plays like that. We are going to keep everything realistic football. We're going to push the ball down the football field. We're going to work intermediately. We're going to go outside. We're going to do all that. And we did it. Nobody stopped us. We shot ourselves in the foot. And thankfully, they grew. I was in their grill, and I tell our parents and I'll tell you guys, I am a hard coach. I know and understand how to coach. I understand the game of football. I know how to call plays offensively, defensively. I know what beats plays. I know what beats schemes. I understand it all. I'm going to coach you accordingly. I'm going to be in your grill. I am never going to curse a kid. I have never in my life ever cursed a kid. I refuse to. I will never do that. That's all we heard on Saturday. Just coaches just cussing kids out. And that just, I mean, it broke my heart because that's you're demeaning them when you do that. I mean, one coach cussed the kid out and told him, "You're the reason we lost the game." And I'm just sitting there like, "Yo, you are a father figure, right?
A fragile mind, man. You can't do that, man.
Right. You're a father figure to some of these kids. Your leadership to some of these kids. And like I told my football team, you'll never hear me. I ask them all the time, do you hear me curse at you? They all go, no. I go, okay. I go, we're going to learn respect here because you're not going to sit here and curse around me because that's disrespect. I'm old school. I don't cuss around my, I don't cuss a lot anyways, but I got to be like really mad to cuss, but I don't cuss. My mom has never heard me cuss. My father has never heard me cuss. And I've said it before in a tweet. That sucker deserves some curse words from me. He deserves hands to be put on, and I'm not being any kind of way, but that's just the respect. I tell my teammate or my players, you do not cuss around me. Y'all may cuss in school. Y'all may do whatever. Don't cuss around me. And so, it's a respect thing, man. But
I agree with that, man.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Growing up where we from, Liberty City, I grew up playing for the Liberty City Warriors.
Right.
And I remember Coach Sam, our commissioner, was quick to say, don't use the N-word.
Yeah.
And do not use profanity.
Yep.
We're going to respect each other.
Yes, sir.
And those two things taught me and brought me a long way, man. It taught me about respecting my opponent, taught me about respecting my teammates, taught me about respecting myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's key in today's life is, man, you got to learn to respect others. You got to respect yourself, man. Above all, respect yourself, man.
That's good,
and
bro.
If this is something that's demeaning, man, and it's not necessarily positive, we don't want it around. It creates a negative culture, man.
Yep.
So I appreciate you for doing that. That's big time, man.
Yeah, bro. That's big, man. But yeah, man. But hey, we played our butts off. We went pool play, bracket play. We went on 4. And some people might be like, oh, you went on 4. We went on 4. We shot ourselves in the foot. Nobody beat us. We beat ourselves. And that's the crazy part of it. But I could go on for days about that. I can go on for days, and I want to go on for days, but I can't go on for days. Looking at this thing, all right, as we move on and we transition to NFL ball, professionals, guys that are doing things. What are your thoughts? Okay, so we talked about this a little bit, and I actually got into a debate with somebody on Twitter about the Baltimore Ravens attempting to sign Baker Mayfield. What are your thoughts on that?
First of all, I was like, whoa. Second of all, I was like, okay, it's for a backup role.
Stop.
Stop. That's what it said. It said it was a backup role, man. They was giving him a backup job money, man. That's what they was offering, dude.
All right.
I mean, you think he's better than Lamar?
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Kerry. I'm sorry to interrupt. He's
not better than Lamar. As long as they have Lamar on the roster, you're backup, bro.
Okay.
So, I think that that direction really was a surprise for me. Right. But then I guess when you look at the history of the coach, I mean, it's not necessarily surprising people looking for familiarity, i.e. the Raiders. So, I get it. But at the end of the day, I didn't necessarily like it, and I didn't think that was a really good move for the organization.
Mm-hmm.
But it tells a lot about the whole Huntley situation too. If you're willing to, give Baker Mayfield the money, then Huntley was definitely the odd man out in that situation if Lamar is on your roster.
Mm-hmm.
So from that perspective, I guess it made sense to put him in a backup role. But I don't think Baker Mayfield is a guy that's going to help this team get over the hump and win more than one playoff game. I don't think that at all. And I don't know if you even going to get guys to come in the wide receiver room to even want to play for those guys. It doesn't add up to me. I think that was kind of not even a lateral move. I feel like that was kind of a move that was lower than that, man. It wasn't a progressive move, man. It was digressive, man. It wasn't great. And as a Raven fan and as a former player, I didn't like it. I feel like, man, pay the man that you that contributed so much to the organization, to the community, to the teammates, man. Just pay him,
Right.
and you got a better shot. If it's about winning Super Bowls, I'm not signing Baker Mayfield. Just from my opinion.
That's fair. I look at this and I don't think it was for a backup role. The relationship.
And it's not about winning Super Bowls then.
Right. Look, they want to talk about winning Super Bowls. And I say this, Baltimore Ravens want to talk about winning Super Bowls. They know good and well they're not winning anything because it's still a lot missing there. And the pieces that are missing there are offensively. So I think the offense is hindering this football team. Last year's team defensively, I thought was the best defense they've had there. I think that was a championship caliber defense. I think the offense is keeping this football team from accomplishing a Super Bowl trophy. I believe that. Now,
I can agree
with that, right? So with that, I'm going to say, in my opinion, the relationship between the Baltimore Ravens organization and Lamar Jackson it's done. I think they make a move during the draft as far as trading him, getting him out. If they don't, I don't know what they're doing. Because you want to get as much as you can, and when I was listening to John Harbaugh talk, he's doing everything he can to make sure he's always. Oh, we want him. We want him.
He's saying the right thing.
He's saying the right things. And I'm like, yo, I go. He's saying this because he want teams to know, like, we want him. So I'm gonna make it sound like we really, really, really want him. So that way, when you throw an offer sheet at us, that's going to hold up the two draft picks, the 2 first-round picks that we're asking for, all this stuff. I'm just looking like, bro, like.
But if I'm another team, I'm thinking actions speak louder than words, baby.
True. That right there. So at the end of the day, I thought the offer, if it was true, I thought the offer was for Baker Mayfield to come in and start. Baker Mayfield, I truly believe they're going to draft a quarterback. I believe that. They have got to get rid of Lamar. They've got to draft the quarterback with the capital that they receive from Lamar. They've got to continue to fix holes on that offense and to fill in defensively. But I thought that potential offer was for Baker Mayfield to come in and start. They don't need Baker Mayfield to come in and be phenomenal. If Baker Mayfield
need him to not make mistakes.
I agree.
Not throw the ball to other teams and guys in other color jerseys, man.
Right. I get it. I understand that, Kerry. But at the end of the day, this would potentially be the best defense if Baker Mayfield signed with the Baltimore Ravens. If he signed with them, this would have been the best defense he'd ever played with.
Okay.
So I'm looking at it like, yo, like that would have made sense. And he wasn't coming in. Lamar Jackson, I believe, all of a sudden he's taking a stand. He ain't playing football for the Baltimore Ravens no more. He a day late.
2 years
short.
late, man. He's 2 years late, dog.
He a day late and $1 short.
Yeah.
He should have took that stand. You say 2 years, I say last year.
I
thought last year he should have took the stand. You're saying
last
2
year
years
definitely.
Right.
Last year definitely, because I'm saying 2 years ago to maximize on the hundred millions of dollars that would have been guaranteed. You know what I mean? And he would have been a top 10, top 5 guy then.
Right.
But last year, in this regard, like I said, when he came out in minicamp and he looked bigger.
Right.
So I'm
that
gonna say
makes
that
zero sense to me. I don't know why you want to be bigger as a quarterback.
he because he bulked up because anticipating
to take
what was but it was
That's dumb.
anticipating what no, it's not.
It is, Kerry.
That's being a smart player to some
Kerry,
degree, bro.
I don't need my quarterback to go get bigger to take hits.
He needed to in Greg Roman's offense, man. He needed it.
Kerry,
did he not?
I'm not stepping on the football field.
No,
I'm not stepping on the football field.
I agree with that. What I'm saying is that I'm gonna tell you this: the guy works hard, and he
looked
like he visibly bulked up from the years in the past. He visibly bulked up, and he still had that same speed. So he had to do that, and I think that the Ravens mishandled that situation, and he mishandled it too.
Exactly.
He has to sit out, man. He has to sit out, man.
50-50.
And in that situation, I'm definitely not coming in the middle camp. I got my hat on, man. I got my tennis shoes on and saying, hey, Huntley, have at it.
Yep.
Have at it, baby.
Yep.
I'm just out here for the check, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, so we talked about Baker Mayfield. You thought it was for a back row. I thought it was for a starting row. I think Lamar's done. So let me ask you this: Lamar Jackson, is he done? Or will he suit up for the Baltimore Ravens again? I'm
gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I hope he's not done, but I think the damage is done. I think when he asked for a trade and all this, I don't know if this is a ploy just to stay with the team, but at this point, it's almost like, well, you got to get him out of there because he's not necessarily happy.
It's becoming a distraction.
The season hasn't started yet, so I don't think it's a distraction as of yet.
Bro, it's terrible.
If this was like mini camp, then okay, this is a distraction. But I mean, it's not. The season hasn't started yet. It's nowhere near the season, and it's not necessarily a huge distraction because you don't have a lot of guys in the building right now.
Well, I look at it because with him being the figure that he is, he's a big name. He's a phenomenal player. But when he's on Twitter explaining what he said or what he did or why he did,
he don't have to explain anything.
He doesn't have to.
I don't understand why he does that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm gonna say
distraction.
This: social media has made it so that a player has to explain himself.
I get it. Yeah.
You shouldn't have to explain a darn thing. If you believe what you believe in, man, stick to your guns, man. And
I think that's what reporters.
I meant it. And but stick to it. You don't have to explain anything, man. Hey, I wanted to come back because I love my teammates and I love this game of football.
Right.
If that's what the reason why you came out in mini camp and practice, oh well. I got nothing but respect to give to you. But at the end of the day, I don't want to hear you explaining about why you missed the playoff game and you had a torn this, that, it's real. It was torn. If you didn't feel 100%, you didn't feel like you give it your all, dang it, then sit out, bro. You don't got to explain that to nobody, especially nobody that ain't played the game of football or understand what it takes for you to even be able to practice and to play in a game.
I agree 100%.
Guys sit at their dang seat, man, eating Dairy Queen and all this other stuff, man. Get out of here, man. I got to explain myself to this guy? For what? He ain't got an athletic bone in his body. No.
At all. Hey,
no.
I'm some people may not like this, but I'm so tired of people when it comes to the game of football. They don't understand it. They don't know how to explain it. They talk surface level bullcrap. They're looking to try to get other players to tell them about other stuff when it comes to, talking about it on television and this and that. You got snitches, just all this. The only reason you got a job is because you snitching, because you went and did something from somebody in the organization, and you got this person keeping their name confidential, and you over here getting information from them. And, I don't respect that. It's too many people speaking for the game of football that has never, ever done anything for the game of football. And that annoys me like no other. When I hear these men and women who are out here talking for the game, don't know nothing about the game, keep it surface level with the game, but they can't tell you anything about the game. I cannot stand it. That pisses me off. But nevertheless, bro, staying with the Baltimore Ravens, or not so much with the Baltimore Ravens, but they out there putting offer sheets to everybody. When we look at this, Odell Beckham Jr., is he worth? And we don't know. This is speculation. I don't. Right. We see what we see on Twitter, and if you watch ESPN and all this other stuff, when you hear what they're saying he's asking for 15 million or 20 million or 25 million, whatever. I don't care what it is. Is he worth $15 million and up. Like, is he worth that right now? Do you truly believe he's worth 15 mil? Right now, is he worth 15 mil?
I'm gonna say this, no. Simply because of injury history.
Yeah.
And I think too, you gotta have a prove it year.
Yeah.
To come back and garner those type of wages, to get that type of pay, man. There's no way that a guy that coming off of ACL, I'm gonna give you 15 million. Just I ain't seen you play in a year. Bruh. I'm just gonna hand out 20 mil like that, like it's like water. Nah, I'm not doing that. I can give you 5.
He said 5 with some incentives. I got some escalators in there.
To maybe make 8. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, bro, right now, this is a prove it year for you.
Yeah.
You look good running against air.
Yeah.
You look great making those catches. Now, the guy has unbelievable talent. Now, I'm not discrediting that at all. I think that he has unbelievable hands. I think he has uncharacteristic hands. Just generation once in a generational type hands, man. The guy could make some crazy catches out there.
And he shows hands.
Man, bro, but I'm just saying, man, dog. Like I played against him. I've seen it, man. I witnessed it firsthand. The guy is a phenomenal talent. However, like I said, it's just if we talking about what you have done for me lately, you have done absolutely nothing for any organization in the past year. I cannot see myself or any other organization for that matter giving you 20, 15, 10 plus $1 million. I just don't see it. Maybe, like I said, 5 with some escalators and incentives. Hey, bro, you can make 7, 8-ish.
Yeah.
And if you go to the Pro Bowl, bro, I'm just saying. Yeah. If you go to the Pro Bowl, maybe we can throw an extra $1 million there or something like that. Other than that, man, nah, man. I just don't see that. This doesn't make logical sense for anybody in the National Football League right now to pay a guy that's coming off the street in astronomical amount of money like that. I
think this is the first time where I've been like, yo, like 100% of everything that just came out of your mouth, I agree with you. I think this is the first time where we've ever agreed like this. I agree with what you just said. Right. Everything that you just said. He's not worth 15 million. And I want to see him back on the football field. I mean, 15 million is what he's done before no the doubt. Injuries. 15 million, that's what he's done before. Yeah. And, this is a player that, once, as you said, he is phenomenal. I look at this, and like you said, he looked good on air. Now, I always got something to say, right? Like, when I watched him at his workouts, I saw some limping in there. After he landed, it was, he was kind of careful on, what he was doing. And I truly believe some teams saw it. If they didn't see it, they crazy. They need to fire every scout that they got, right?
Whoa.
Team
I didn't see it. Maybe that's the reason why I'm not a scout for nobody.
Hey, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And so you can see he was kind of bracing and kind of taking care of some things. And it wasn't.
Is that a lack of confidence in his leg right now? It's early still, I guess, to some degree.
Okay, but having a lack of
trying to protect it. He don't. I mean, he's out here working out. He don't want to hurt himself. You know what I mean?
Okay, but you asking for 15 to 20. If that's the case, you're asking for 15 to 20 million. You out here worried about if I land the wrong way or whatever. No, if you ready to go, you ready to go.
He looked ready to go to me, man.
Look, and for me, if I'm
is it 20 wide receivers out there better than Odell right now?
20.
I'm
gonna say yes.
20 wide receivers.
I'm going to say yes because of health. Yes. Health. Okay. Yes. There's 20. There's 20.
All right. Okay.
Can 10 receivers, when Odell is healthy, can they do what Odell does? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
But when we talk about
top 10,
right? But when we talk about the health thing, yes, there's 20 receivers, if not more, that are better. I mean, I can't say if not more. There's more receivers that are because of their health
readily available. It's 20 receivers that are readily available. It's not guys that's better than Odell.
Correct. So
they don't even have any of the credentials that Odell had.
I agree. So
but it's just about the
injury history and paying him 15 to 20 mil. If I'm Odell and he's going to make the best decision, I think him and his representatives, they're going to do what's best. But I don't want him to go to it. Me personally, I don't want him to go to a football team to where he's the number one receiver.
That's a heavy load.
That's a heavy load. And so I think if he does something like that, it's going to make him try to push that much harder to get back quicker. And I don't think he heals properly because he's trying to be the number one guy. He needs to be the 2 or 3 guy. Now, being the 2 or 3 guy, 15 million ain't it. I'm right there in your range. 5 to 8, you know what I'm saying? Like, get some escalators in there. And
I mean, he can still be a 1. He can still work his way into a 1, just getting 5 to 8, man.
Right. Like, he can work his way back to a 1. But right now, I honestly don't believe he needs to be in a situation where he's the number 1 guy. He needs to go on to where he's the 2 or 3 dude. And that's going to allow him to where in certain packages, he's off the field. He comes in, it limits his plays, his play count, and he can get himself back there. But, look, this dude is spectacular. He is spectacular. Yeah. Is he worth $15 million now? No. I understand his name and what he's done in this league. I think that's what he's looking at. But I don't truly believe he's going to get that. And it showed, though. Baltimore Ravens offered him. I don't know him going to Baltimore is the best. I would not want to be in that situation if I'm Odell.
Yeah, because you don't know who's throwing you the football.
You don't know who's throwing you the football. You don't know the system. You don't know how teams are going to.
He could come in and learn a system. I think,
No, it's not so much about him learning the system. It's about, okay, well, how are they going to, with this being year 1, how are they going to use him? Are they going to move him around? Because he's a guy who he can go to slot. He can play Z. He can play X. He can do all kind of things. But
what place do you think he'll land? If it's, what's the perfect place he could land?
I think the perfect place for him, which a team pulled out on him, I think is Dallas. I like him going to Dallas.
You think they pulled out because of the money?
No, I thought Dallas pulled out because of the incident that happened with him. I thought it was in the airport, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Where he had that incident. I truly believe Dallas pulled out because of that. I hate it. Whatever. Everybody look at things a certain way. I think Dallas is a perfect spot for him. Potentially, if I'm him, Washington.
I was gonna say Washington. I like Washington.
Washington is a good spot for him. He ain't gonna want to go here. But Indianapolis, I think, is a good spot for him. He doesn't have to be the one.
Who's their number 1 guy?
Pittman. Is it Pittman Jr.? I think Pittman Jr. is their number 1 guy.
Yeah.
So he's a guy where he have and even with him being in that position, a young quarterback is going to be enamored with him, the name, and he knows he's going to get Odell the ball. So, I mean, you cannot be the number 1 and get balls fed to you. If I'm a defense, I'm not putting my number 1 corner on him. And if he works his confidence and his health and everything back, he working on number 2, number 3 corners. Oh, eat them alive and get paid. Go back to number 1. But so that's where I am with the Odell thing. So yeah, man, that's kind of how I see it. He's not worth 15. I agree with you 100%. No. Can he be worth 15? Yes.
He can be eventually, but not this year. Coming off
I agree. Yep. You sat down. You sat down for too long with the injury.
You got to put them pads on, baby. We got to see how you're going to react when people start putting them hits on you, how you're going to get off the ground, man. Yep. I had one injury, and this was a torn labor in my hip. And I think 2012 I had surgery. Bro, woo! It don't compare to no ACL, man. It might not, I don't know, but that rehab was a beast, man. Yeah. And falling off the ground, getting up off the ground, and falling on other guys, and guys falling on me, boy, that thing hurt.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine, what it feels like, when you got to use your knees and you falling on the ground, man, come on, man.
Yeah, I agree.
I just had a knee scope and my knee hurt. It was hurting a little bit. I'm being honest, after football knee scope, man. Boy, that rehab was a beast.
Yeah.
So, I understand, to some degree, but like I said, I don't think anybody in their right minds would pay him $15 or $20 million, and he ain't did nothing.
Yeah, I agree 100%. All right, last but not least, we've been talking, the world's been talking about it, and we rarely go to different sports, but I guess this is in the sports world. This is in life.
Oh yeah.
Trash talking. I love trash talking.
Man, me too.
I love it. I love it. You saw Angel Reese. You saw Caitlin Clark. You've seen so many different the women just trash talking. We've been in football trash talking. What do you take from this situation and all of the blow up? You know, you got people talking about Angel Reese, calling her all kind of names, and Caitlin saying,
yeah.
What are your thoughts? What do you tell me?
I'm gonna say this. I think trash talking is very, very much a part of the sporting world, man. If you played any type of sports growing up, any type of anything, backyard football, playing on the blacktop, if you anywhere and you talking trash, you got a little brother. Me and my little brother used to talk trash all the time, man. It's the competitive nature of sporting, man. Right. And in this situation, I just think, hey, man, fair game. It's fair. You know what I mean? Hey, look, you can trash talk respectively, and when you're winning, it works. Yeah. And when you're the winner, it works. It just is what it is. Now you could take it, swallow that tough pill. Hey, this person's talking trash to me, or whatever the case may be. Or do just like Clark did, ignored her the whole time.
Exactly.
Ignored her. Like she tried to get you, tried to take you there. It wasn't necessarily a take you there. It's just, hey, pay attention to me at this moment. Mm-hmm. And see me, I'm getting this ring. This is the finger that is going on. It was funny, man. And she did it to South Carolina. She's done it.
Caitlin did it.
Caitlin's done it to South Carolina, and she's done it to teams before that. She's done it at the direction of a bench. So at the end of the day, I think that, all's fair in this situation, man. I don't think it calls for anybody talking about somebody's parenting and upbringing and how someone was raised. And then that's when you start getting into some places that, we don't necessarily want to go into, and that's when I'm gonna just be honest. That's when the racial things come about, because, for Caitlin Clark to do it, she did it with class. She's showing her competitive nature. She's showing how she competes. She's just fearless. She's this. And then when Reese does it, it's, oh no, this is tacky, this is classless, this is something else. And it's unfortunate that today we still living in a society that does that. And we already know what the situation is, man, because the truth is there's no place in society where racism, where it does not exist. Right. And there's no place that it can really hide. It's here. It's prevalent everywhere you want to go, whether you want to deny it or not. It just is what it is. When you talk about a country that's been built on this very fact, it's ingrained. It's absolutely embedded in every root of this place. So it shows up. And the truth is what the truth is. The stats say it, baby. If you want to deny me that, hey, racism doesn't exist, hey, you got to be kidding me. Well, let's look at the housing market. Let's look at the finances of everybody. It shows and it's prevalent. So, I think when you start talking about somebody's upbringing and all that other stuff, I think it takes this argument to a different level and to a different space. And, it just is what it is. But it's unfortunate that you would talk about a young lady who's, I think, is a sophomore. Yeah. Yep. And she's just having fun, man. Let her have fun. Everybody in the NBA does it. Yeah. When they hit threes, they throwing a three up. Yes, they throwing a three down. They doing a whole bunch of different things. Some people call them gang signs. Guys do it. Fans love it. Right. I mean, it's so invigorating to see those guys out there just doing their thing. Yeah. Women should have equal rights to do the same thing.
I'm gonna keep this quick. Keep it quick.
Keep it quick, brother.
Hey, I look at this situation and I agree with what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I kind of see it both ways, because how people looked at this, they're saying how Angel went and kind of chased her down and pointing at the finger and putting her hand in her face. You can't see.
That's cultural though, man. That's cultural.
I see what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's still competition. Yeah. If the person's back is to you, you want them to see. Yeah. You want them to see you doing what you're doing. You want them to hear the trash talk. Right. So I get it. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to. Caitlin, Angel, all of the women, the guys that talk trash, let them talk trash.
Right.
If for me, the competitor I am, you could talk trash. I mean, obviously, I let my pads do the talking. There have been a lot of situations where, you know, I've seen guys get, you know, they talk trash to guys after games and everything else. You know, if I wanted to take it there, if I was Caitlin, like the old me, the old me, 2007, 2008 me, Angel wouldn't have been able to doggone celebrate that victory. She'd have been in the hospitals. I'd have hit her right in her nose.
Oh.
Yeah, she'd have got hit in the nose and everything. Because, I mean, we'd have turned that thing out on that court because you're not going to chase me down. Same thing Taylor Lewan did with Norman. Was it Norman? Josh Norman. When he chased him down on the bench, like, and was doing stuff to him. Remember that? Like,
yeah, I remember some of that. Yeah.
I'd have dropped Taylor Lewan so fast. Oh, I'd have dropped him, and I'd have met him right by the buses and every one of their teammates that wanted to smoke. I mean, you know, so I just look at that. I'm just looking like, yo, like, you ain't got to chase me down, you know. But anyways, it was a different sport. We're like, my pad's going to do the talking, so I can get you in between the lines. So I'm going to tear your behind up. But, you know, I'm not mad at Angel. I'm not mad at Kate. They're both ballers. All the women that play, they ball. If they want to trash talk, let them trash talk. To come out here and call them idiots, effing idiots, to call them all them names, that is bull crap. That's whack. Don't do that. This is competition. This is competition, and things happen in competition. If you don't understand it, keep your mouth shut. You don't understand it, keep your mouth shut.
Don't refer to somebody disrespectfully. That's
exactly.
Respectful, right?
Right. Hey, this is the game. This is what happens. Trash talk is trash talk, and nobody's immune to it.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get it.
So my question is this: so you saying that when somebody chased you down in 2007, 2008, and started trash talking you would have hit them?
Oh yeah. Oh, you wouldn't have celebrated
You'd
that.
ate the vine.
Hey, yeah. That FedEx would have been in my locker so fast. But yeah, you're not gonna chase me down, and that's just you're a competitor. I'm not mad at you.
That.
You know, I'm just gonna let you know, like, you're just not gonna chase me down. And
that's never happened in your career, though.
No, that has never happened.
Yeah, that's never happened in my career either. And I talk a lot of trash in between the lines.
You saw, we got, bro.
Never happened to me.
We got into a squabble with Buddy with the 49ers in the Super Bowl. He said, hey, he got to catch some hands. You know, we giving this sucker hooks and everything else at the bottom of that pile. Like, bro, you gonna catch it. We're competitors. And after we're done, we're done. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what happens in the heat of the game. The heat of battle. This is battle. That's what happens. Competition, tempers flare, and this is what it is.
Yeah, you get your helmet ripped off in the Super Bowl, man. Yeah,
exactly.
That happens.
And suckers gonna get it.
You might push a ref in the Super Bowl. Hey, it just is what it is. I thank God I didn't get fined in, and I thank God too, man. Hey, they didn't suspend me.
Right.
Boy, that was deserving.
Right. So that's what it is. Competition is competition. Trash talk is trash talk. Just don't dog the players out for it because you don't understand the heat of the battle. You don't understand the tempers that's flaring. You don't understand the things that were said. You don't understand the preparation, everything that goes into it. We put a lot of work in. We want to let it out. Yes. And if you let it out, let it out. If somebody come at you for letting it out, you got to understand. Not everybody reacts the same way. It is what it is. So, thank you so much for tuning in with us today. We had a blast. Tune in next week. Appreciate you.
Peace.